So I just finished reading the first volume of Island. Um, this particular one is a throwback, not in a bad way. Throwback means old school. It came out. It looks like in 2000, and it is very old school. It has that old school nostalgic look to it. Look at that, really cool. I love the drawing. So in this story, you have this guy who's a serial killer himself on an island where demons are just overrunning this island. And you have this woman here who is a very wealthy woman from a wealthy family she's pretty much like the rich girl entitled, and but she's very, she has a very hard exterior. And so in this particular one, you have people make contracts with demons. This man here, when he comes in contact with her, is when she's about to get attacked by a demon. When she's sent to this work at this island that her dad got her a teaching job at. And so she's attacked by this demon, and now all the other demons are seeking her out. She offers this man money to kill them, and he becomes like her personal bodyguard against demons. And so, but then you get into where you're finding that this is pretty much a series that seems like it's going to be revolving around demon hunting and interacting with them, and his relationship with them. It's still kind of fuzzy as to how he got to this island and what his story is, other than the fact that he has killed people and now he's killing demons. And so he's personalized himself with these demons and he knows them by name. And so this is a very intriguing manga. And I'm just read the first volume just to get a sense of it. And so I'm really excited to see how far it goes. It's a very dark manga. It's very dark. I want to see what else I can show. Just a little bit here. The drawing is very detailed, but it's a very dark manga. It has a lot of you get a lot of, it's the first volume lets you know this is like, it has crime in it, it has horror in it, and it's definitely has some triggering with abuse and things like that. So it's not something that I would recommend to, it has some violence in it. But it is an interesting one. I'm trying to see where it goes. I have the whole collection. It's definitely an interesting one, and I'm just anxious to see where it goes. So far so good. I like it. Just trying to see. I'm still on the fence about it. Right now I'm at a 3. Towards the end, looks like it could get towards a 4. It looks like, it's starting to get its footing, but I think volume 2 is going to tell me more about it. So I just completed the first volume of Beauty and the Feast, and I think it's super cute. So you have a young boy who is living alone, and he is in high school, and so it's his first year in high school, and he's on a baseball team. And so then you have his neighbor here. She sees him coming and going, and she ultimately finds out that he doesn't have anyone. Well, this is how it starts. She has a bunch of extra food. She's a widow, and she's, at home all the time. And she has a bunch of extra food. She loves to cook. She has a lot of rice. She doesn't want to waste it. And she notices the boy next door. And the boy next door, she offers him the food, and he eats it up. And then she was like, wow, you really ate that. And she was, because he was ravishing the food. And so ultimately, she discovers that he doesn't have anybody to cook for him. He mostly eats like, convenience store foods. And she starts cooking for him, and the relationship starts to develop. Her, just being like, a big sister, And so far, it seems like that's what's happening. I think it might evolve more. If you are offended by age gaps or really not into age gaps, then this probably wouldn't be the thing for you. Because although you have no evidence or any inkling that, or not much inkling that it's going to turn into a romance, I think it's going to eventually turn into a romance. It's quite a few volumes, and I was just giving it a test run here with a trusty library copy. And so I think it's going to evolve into something more, which is fine by me. I can appreciate it. Age gap. It's not too many age gaps you find where the woman is older than the guy. So this is going to be an interesting story. But so far, it's really wholesome. It's nothing inappropriate or anything like that as far as, visuals. But it's a budding relationship right now. And towards the end of this book, you get the feeling that there is slight inklings of budding romance that is unspoken of or unrealized within each character for the other. So it's a cute book. I really enjoy it. It does give you a little bit of like feeder, but this guy is not like, he's eating and he's an athlete. So the visuals that you usually get with a feeder and eater type of fetish situation, it's not there, but you still kind of get that vibe. So if that's of interest to you, then this is something that you might like. But it's nothing that's overtly inappropriate or anything like that. But you do get that vibe from it, and it's fun. I like it, and I am looking forward to reading more volumes of it. And it's definitely something I would like to collect. It gives me the kind of fun that I had reading Sweat and Soap. Um, Although that, not the exact same, but it's still a fun, wholesome relationship to me. So far, so good. So thanks. This is going to be a good one. Just finished reading the second volume of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And in the second volume, it really starts to stretch their legs and become their own. You get to meet more of the characters and a little bit more of their backstories. The old man on the cover here, the knuckle duster, he is definitely my favorite character. He's the master of Koichi, who is in a way kind of the Midoriya of the situation, but not quite, because it seems like the story revolves around equally all the characters, including the villains and the other vigilantes, and it's starting to bridge its own lane in volume two, where you're getting to see who the villains are, who the main villain is, what the objectives are in their attempt to try to use a drug to encourage villains, and the we still don't know much about the person who created the drug, and that's what this is around. This drug is giving people with mediocre quirks is giving them more powerful quirks, instant making them instant villains and making them stronger than they normally would. And they're typically petty criminals, but then they start to go wild and do stuff, and you get to see ones that take it to different levels and one that uses it and then it falls apart. So it kind of gives you a sense of what this world is like for just the lay person and the petty criminals and the people with quirks. They can't be the superheroes, but they kind of just be like, they're like the mall cops instead of the real cops. But they are very important and critical for those situations where big heroes can't make it on time, or the crimes that maybe not important enough for them to go after. So this is definitely a great spinoff, and it gives more into this world. And so volume two is definitely giving more into the series, and I'm excited to check out volume three.